Welcome to online classes DU Nalgonda. This is Ramakrishna, School Assistant Maths, working at MGM ZPHS Boarding Parthi, Chendur Mandal. Today we are going to discuss the 10th class English medium maths topic, progressions. Before going to the main topic, I think it is necessary to learn some terms. Basically, three terms are there, you have to understand those three terms, then we will move on to the actual topic, progressions. So, first term is sequence, second is series, third one progressions, which is our main topic. Now, let us learn what is a sequence. A sequence is a list of numbers or a set of numbers having some specific rule or specific order or logic or formula. You can say anyone. What is sequence? Sequence is a set of numbers or a list of numbers which are having a specific rule or which follows a specific rule, specific order or some logic or some mathematical formula. Such a list of numbers is called a sequence. Let us understand with this, let us understand this with an example. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Suppose this is the list of numbers in this sequence. Let us discuss first of all whether this is a sequence or not. Yes, this is a sequence because you can predict or you can tell the next number and so on. How? If you add one number or 1 to this number, you will get the next number. If you add 1 to this number, you will get the another number, next number. So on we can tell the next numbers. So we can say that this is obeying some logic or following some specific rule. By adding 1, you will get the next number. Therefore, we can call this as a sequence. Let us see some more examples: 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Here also, if you add a 2 to this first number, you will get the next number. In the similar fashion, if you add 2 to this number, you will get the next number, right? Or you can call this as a list of even numbers. You can call directly without any formula or without any calculation. You can call this as set of even numbers. Okay. Next, let me write another example: 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. This is a list of odd numbers, you know very well. So here also the difference is 2. You can tell here also the next numbers. In such a way, we can write any number of sequences, I think. Okay. Then let me write another example. Two, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and so on. Now, is this a sequence or not? Yes, this is also a sequence. You can tell the next number. What is the logic involved here, or what are these numbers? These are the set of prime numbers. So you can tell the next numbers in the sequence. Okay. Now, what type of sequence is there? Sequences are basically two types. One is finite type, another one is infinite. What is finite and infinite? Finite is nothing but if you have limited number of limited elements or limited number of numbers in that sequence, we can call that as finite. Infinite means if you put like this dots, means what, so on, means there is no ending for this. So such a sequence is called infinite sequence. So basically, I think you understand what is a sequence. Sequence is a list of numbers or a set of numbers which follow a specific rule or some specific logic. Okay. Then coming to series, what is this series? In the sequence, the numbers are separated by commas, whereas in the series, the numbers are separated by plus sign or minus sign. If you write like this, this is called a series. You can use the symbol sigma. Okay, not that series does not mean the sum of all these things. If you write the sequence without commas but inserting a plus or minus sign, then we call that as series. Okay, this is about series. Next, coming to the third one, progressions. What is progression? Progression is also nothing but that is also a sequence which follow a special or specific order or rule. Then what is the difference between sequence and progression? There is a small difference. Of course, there are all sequences and progression does not have much difference, but a small difference. What is that? In a sequence, we cannot write or state the nth term mathematically. But whereas in progression, we can write nth term mathematically. What does that mean? You can write the nth term and you can find any term in that progression using a mathematical formula. You can write or you can state a mathematical formula for nth term, whereas for sequence you may write or may not write the mathematical formula for finding nth statement, nth term, not statement, sorry. So, let me see, suppose 2, 3, 5, 7 and so on. What is this? This is a sequence. Yes, this is these are the numbers or set of numbers, prime numbers which are prime. Okay. Now, can you find the nth term mathematically for these set of prime numbers? You cannot say the nth term. If I want suppose what is the 100th prime number, you cannot tell directly using any mathematical formula. You have to go through the numbers and count the numbers, and then you have to tell the 100th prime number, but we cannot directly tell or able to calculate the 100th prime number using some nth term formula mathematically. But whereas in progressions, you can find any term in the progression. That is the main difference between progressions and sequence. Almost sequence and progressions are same, but nth term we can write or state mathematically in progressions, whereas we can or cannot write nth term for all the sequences. Our sequences are based on only logic, some logic. You can tell with that logic the next number or the next number, or we can predict that. So, we can say like this universal statement, all progressions are sequences, but all sequences are not progressions. You can universally state these things. All progressions are sequences, but whereas all sequences are not progressions. Okay. Yeah, coming to progressions in our 10th class syllabus, only two types of progressions are discussed. One is arithmetic progression. It is called as AP in short form. Second one is geometric progressions. This is called as GP in short. Okay. Now let us discuss in detail about these two progressions in this session. Okay. Now first of all, coming to arithmetic progression. As you know, progression is a sequence which follow a specific rule or specific order, right? Then what is arithmetic progression? You have to know the definition for this arithmetic progression. Let me write the definition. Here, successive numbers in the sequence are obtained by adding a fixed value to adding or subtracting, not only adding or subtracting a fixed value to the preceding numbers this is the definition for arithmetic progression. Means what? Successive numbers means the next numbers or the coming numbers are obtained in the sequence are obtained by adding or subtracting a fixed value to the preceding numbers, then we call that as arithmetic progression. Okay. So let us discuss this definition with an example, then you understand it better. Okay. Suppose 1, 3, 5 and so on. Here if you observe, if you add 2 to this first number, you will get the next number. Similarly, if you add 2 to the 3, you will get 5, the next number. You can tell on like that, if you add 2 to this 5, you will get 7. If you add 2 to this 7, you will get 9 and so on you will get. Here what is the fixed value we are adding? We are adding 2 to get the next number. You are adding 2 to the previous number or preceding number. To get this number, you have to add the 2 to get to the 3, so that you will get this number. So that is what the arithmetic progression is. Means what? You have to understand the difference between any two successive digits or numbers is 2. The difference between them is 2, means a fixed value, same difference, or you can call that as common difference. Okay, the fixed value which we are adding to get the next number is called what? Common difference, and this common difference is denoted with D, difference D. Okay, so but this first number is independent. You have to observe. The first number is independent of the series sequence. Okay. After determining the first number, if you add a fixed value to get the next number, or if the successive numbers, if you take any two successive numbers, if the difference is same, then that sequence is called as an arithmetic progression. Okay, I think you understood this. Okay. Now, if you understand basically what is an arithmetic progression, you will able to do the first exercise given in our textbook. Now, what is an arithmetic progression? The next numbers or the successive numbers are obtained by adding a fixed value to the preceding numbers. Okay. So, the first number is independent number, you have to determine that number and then adding a fixed value you will get a arithmetic progression. Means what? If you know the first number and common difference, if you know the first number and common difference, we can list out an arithmetic progression. There is some terminology here for understanding these terms in arithmetic progression. You have to understand the terminology, I will tell you now. So, the important thing here in arithmetic progression means is, or to write an arithmetic progression, you need what? The first number of the sequence and the common difference. If you know both of these, you can write or you can develop arithmetic progression, right. Here the notation for terminology, to write the terminology, first number is denoted like this, A towards the right side bottom we are writing 1. This is called as subscript. What is that? Subscript. A subscript 1, or simply you can call that as A sub 1, means A sub 1. 1 means the first term. Okay. Like that, if you write like this, A sub 2, this is what? This denotes the second term in the arithmetic progressions. Like that, somewhere if you write like this, AN, what does that mean? That is the nth term in this progression. Sometimes or generally A1 is written as A. A1 is written as A. And remaining terms, second term is A sub 2, like that. We will write or we will denote the terms in the arithmetic progression. Now, common difference is denoted with what? D. All the terms are denoted like this, A1, A2 or A sub 1, A sub 2, okay, like A sub n. Means what? The terms in the arithmetic progression or any progression, the terms are denoted like this. You have to understand the notation. So, A1 means what? The first term in the progression. A sub 2 means what? The second term in the progression. A sub n means what? The nth term in the progression. What is D? D is the common difference. Common difference is nothing but the fixed value which we add to get the next term in the arithmetic progression is called the common difference. Now, so after understanding this, what is an arithmetic progression? Now, to develop an arithmetic progression or to write an arithmetic progression, we need two things. One is first term and second one is common difference. If you know both these, you can write any number of terms in arithmetic progression. Okay? Are you understanding? Okay. So, next thing is, we think in another way. If you are given a list, suppose 1, 3, 5, 7, like that, and if somebody asks you to check whether this is an arithmetic progression or not, how do you do that? Simple. you have to find the first one, the first term in the what? Arithmetic progression or the sequence, that is A is equal to 1 here, and you have to find what? D. D means what? Common difference. Common difference, how do you find? How do you find the common difference between any two successive terms? You have to, in notation we write like this. See, D is equals to A2 minus A1. If this is A1, A2, A3, A4 like that, the common difference you find like this, A2 minus A1. Is this the only way to find the common difference? A2 minus A1? No. You can find any the difference between any two successive numbers, or A3 minus A2 or A4 minus A3, like that. AK plus 1 minus AK. What is this K plus 1? This means, what does this mean? This is K plus 1th term, this is kth term. Means these two are what? Successive numbers. You have to find the common difference from the succeeding number. You have to find, if the number is small also, you have to find from A2 minus A1. The difference between this, you have to subtract the first number, the previous number or preceding number from the succeeding number to find the common difference. If the number is small also, you have to find. You should not find basing on the value. You should not find like this A1 minus A2. The difference you have to find, common difference you have to find is, you have to subtract the preceding number from succeeding number. Okay, that means the common difference is to be find like this, A2 minus A1. If you take these two, A3 minus A2, the difference may be positive or negative. If the difference is positive, means the sequence will be in increasing order. Okay, if the difference is negative, you will observe that the sequence or progression is in what? Decreasing order. Okay, so if you understand this, these two things, how do you write an arithmetic progression, or what are the things which are required to write an arithmetic progression, and if a progression or if a sequence is given to you, and if anybody asks you to check whether that is an arithmetic progression or not, how to do these things? If you know, you can do the problems in the exercise 1 given in our textbook. So, if a sequence is given, how to do, how to check whether that is an arithmetic progression or not? You have to find the common differences between, I think, if you get like this, suppose if I take another example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, so on. This is the set of prime numbers. Okay, let me check whether this is an arithmetic progression or not. So, let me do find what this is, A1, A2, A3 and so on. So, you have to find what? D. D is equals to what? A2 minus A1, which is equals to 3 minus 2. How much is this? 1. Now, if you take these two, A3 minus A2, what do you get? 5 minus 3 is equals to how much? 2. Here the difference is 1 and here the difference is 2. Just by taking two successive pairs, you found that the difference is not same. Then you can simply stop here and you can conclude that this is not an arithmetic progression, because A2 minus A1 is not equal to A3 minus A2. Therefore, the above sequence is not an arithmetic progression. Okay, simple. Whenever you get the differences which are not same immediately you can stop and conclude that the above sequence is not an arithmetic. If you get for 2 successive pairs or 3 successive pairs, if you are getting the same difference just by doing some more differences or calculating some more differences or pairs of difference between the pairs of different pairs of numbers, you can simply analyze that whether the given sequence is an arithmetic progression or not. You can simply by checking it, by looking at that series only you can tell, but the procedure, how do you conclude whether the given sequence is an arithmetic progression or this is the method you have to do. You have to find the difference between 2 or 3 successive pairs. If you find the difference is not same, you can conclude that is not an AP, and if the differences are continuing to be same, and if you observe the numbers, you will definitely analyze whether that is an arithmetic progression or not. This is the things, this is the thing you have to understand to solve the first exercise in your textbook. Okay. In exercise 6.1, this chapter is 6th chapter, progressions. 6.1 exercise, verbal problems. In the first problem, some verbal problems are given, 3 or 4 bits are given. What is he asking us? Let us see. In which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progression and why? Once again I am going to read for you. In which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progression and why? Okay. For that, what do you think? He may give some list of numbers, but here the list is not given. This is a verbal problem. This is a verbal problem. What you have to do is understanding this verbal problem. By understanding this verbal problem, you have to prepare a list or a sequence of numbers, and then you have to check whether that is an arithmetic progression, and you have to give reasons if that is an arithmetic progression or not. So, the findings you have to give the reasons. Now, let us see this first bit in this first problem of the 6.1 exercise. See, the minimum taxi fare is ₹20 for the first kilometer. If you take a taxi, the minimum taxi fare for the first kilometer is how much? 20 rupees. And thereafter, if you travel further, thereafter ₹8 or 8 rupees for each additional kilometer. So, do you understand this? Here we were given a verbal problem. You have to understand the verbal problem and list out the numbers according to the verbal problem, and then check whether that is an arithmetic progression or not. Like this, 4 problems were given in the 4 bits are given in this first problem. You have to go through those things and you have to write the lists or sequence of numbers and then analyze whether they are in arithmetic progression or not. Okay, let me write down the list of numbers for this. So, what is the meaning? What is that given here? First, for first kilometer, that is 20 rupees is the fare for the first kilometer. Then after or thereafterwards, for additional kilometer, for each additional kilometer, you have to pay 8 rupees. Can you tell the second number? Yes, 20 is the first kilometer fare, and thereafterwards 8 rupees should be increased. Means if you add 8 to this 20, you will get the next number. And if you go or if you travel for third kilometer, or if you travel more than 2 kilometers, you have to pay how much? Again you have to add 8 rupees to this number, you have to get the third number. How much is that? 28 plus 8, which is 36. Then 36 plus 8 is 44, and so on. So, he didn't give us the list of numbers directly. We have to find out the numbers and we have to tell whether this is in an arithmetic progression or not. Now, after finding the numbers of the list or the numbers of the sequence, now we have to conclude whether this is an arithmetic progression or not. Now, for that what you have to do? If a list is given, you have to find what? Common difference. Common difference is nothing but the difference between any two successive terms. So, if this is A1, this is A2, A3, A4 and so on. Now, the difference is calculated like this: A2 minus A1. Never do A1 minus A2. You have to always subtract the preceding number from the succeeding number, A2 minus A1. How much do you get? 28 minus 20 is equals to 8. Similarly, A3 minus A2. Here also you get 36 minus 28, which is also 8. You know, because you prepared this list by adding a fixed value, and that fixed value is a common difference. So, you will get definitely the 8 as common difference for any two successive numbers. Therefore, can we conclude this is an arithmetic progression? Yes. Therefore, A2 minus A1 is equals to A3 minus A2 is equals to so on AK plus 1 minus AK. Therefore, the above list of numbers is an arithmetic progression, that we can conclude. Like this, you have to go through the remaining verbal problems and list out the numbers and check whether they are in arithmetic progression or not. Now, in the same exercise, second question, write first 4 terms of the AP when the first term A and the common difference D are given as follows. As already discussed, if A the first term and D the common difference, if these two are given, you can write any number of terms in the AP, but he is asking us to write only 4 terms. So, let us see how to calculate those 4 terms of this first case. So, I took 3 cases from the second question, remaining things you can do it on your own. So, in first problem, A is equals 10 means what? The first number is given, that is 10. What is D? D is the common difference, means this is the value which we have to add to get the next number, that is the fixed value. Okay. Now, so he is asking us to write 4 terms. No, first term is A is or A1 is equals to 10, A2 is equals to how much? This 10, the previous number, the first number should be added with the common difference. Therefore, 10 plus 10 is equals to 20. This is the second number. Next, third number in the series or sequence or AP is this second number. This should be added with the common difference. So, you get the third number. Next, A4 is equals to this third number to be added with the common difference. You will get 40. So, what are the 4 terms in this AP? They are 10, 20, 30, 40 and so on. So, he asked us only to write the first 4 terms. So, we did that. In the same manner, here also we can do this. So, what is A1? A1 is nothing but A, which is equals to first term. A1 is given. What is the common difference given here? 0, means between any two successive terms the difference is 0. So, can you guess what is the series here, or what is the progression here? You have to add 0 to the previous number. What do you get by adding 0? The same number only. So, this is a progression in which the all the numbers are same. Let us see, A2 is equals to what? A1 plus B, which is equals to minus 2 plus 0, which is equals to minus 2. A1 is nothing but the first number to be added to with a common difference. So, A1 is minus 2 plus 0 is equals to minus 2. So, A3 also A2 plus B, which is equals to minus 2 plus 0, which is equals to minus 2. A4 is also minus 2, or A3 plus D, which is equals to minus 2 plus 0, which is equal to 0. What is the series here? Minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2 and so on. Okay, in that case, here first term is minus 1 given and the common difference is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is a rational number, a fraction. Many of you will do mistakes if a fraction is given in the problems. Be careful while dealing with the arithmetic operations with fractions. You should be able to do addition, subtraction, multiplication and division with the fraction, then only you will get the correct answer. Let us see. Here the first term A1 is equals to A is equals to minus 1, that is given. Now second term, how do we get second term? You have to add the constant common difference to the first term to get the second term. Now let us see. A1 is equal to how much? Minus 1 plus D is how much? 1 by 2. So how do you calculate this? 1 plus minus 1 plus 1 by 2. Simply like mixed fraction, you can do this. You multiply these two and add this one number, numerator. So let me see, let us see how to. Minus 2 into 2 into minus 1, this is minus 2 plus 1. Write this in the numerator and divided by 2. How much do you get? Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1 by 2. So A2 is minus 1 by 2. Now third one, A3 is equals to A2 plus D. What is A2? A2 is minus 1 by 2 plus D. D is 1 by 2. How much do you get? This is minus 1 by 2 and this is plus 1 by 2. Both are same and having different signs. Gets cancelled and get a 0, or otherwise these two are like fractions. You know, like fractions, addition. So this is minus 1 plus 1, which is 0 by 2, which is 0. Okay. Next A4. A4 how do you get? A4 you get by adding D to A3. What is A3? A3 is 0 and 0 plus how much? D is half. 0 plus half is half. So what is the series? Or the first 4 terms in the series are minus 1, next minus half, next 0, next plus half and so on. Like this you can do all the remaining problems in the second question. Now let us move on to the third question in this first exercise. For the following APs, write the first term and common difference. So I am writing the question here. For the following APs means what? Arithmetic progressions, means the given things are arithmetic progressions. means you need not check whether they are arithmetic progressions or not. He is himself giving that they are arithmetic progressions. Okay. In those arithmetic progressions, what you have to do is write the first term and common difference. You have to write the first term and common difference. Very simple question. Let us take the first one. Right. Now you have to write the first term and the common difference. Simple, very simple. The first term here, by seeing itself you can write, but write the terminology, write according to notation. A1 is equals to 3. D is equals to, common difference is denoted by D. D is equals to A2 minus A1, which is equals to A2. In this you can write like this: A1, this is A2, this is A3. You can denote with this for clarity. Okay, A2 minus A1, 1 minus 3. Though this is a smaller number, you have to subtract 3, which is a bigger number, from this one, because to find the common difference you have to find, or you have to subtract the preceding number from succeeding number. Because this is small, you should not subtract 1 from 3. Okay, remember, you have to subtract the preceding number from the succeeding number always to find the common difference. Therefore, 1 minus 2 is how much? Minus 2. If you are weak in integers calculation, you cannot get the correct answers. You should be thorough with the operations, arithmetic operations of integers also. 1 minus 3, 1 is a positive number, 3 is a negative number. The simplification, one positive and negative you have to subtract and put the big number sign. So, minus 2 you will get, right. So, that is what he is asking. You need not check whether this is an arithmetic progression or not. Just he is asking us to write the first term and the common difference. So, you calculate it like this. If you take another problem from this, I am going to take one third problem, third bit, 1 by 3, 5 by 3, 9 by 3, 13 by 3. Yeah, in this bit, what are given? Fractions are given. By seeing fractions, many students think that that is very tough. We cannot do, because you don't practice. If you practice the arithmetic operations regarding fractions, you will be able to answer this very easily. Just by looking these fractions, can you tell what type of fractions are they? They are like fractions, because all the denominators are equal. If the denominators of all the fractions are equal, or set of fractions are equal, then those fractions are called as like fractions. Now, first one, we have to find the first term in the AP. What is the first term? A1 is equals to 1 by 3. Now, difference, common difference is equals to, formula you have to write, A2 minus A1. What is A1? A2, 5 by 3 minus 1 by 3. This is very easy subtraction, because they are like fractions. 3 is the common denominator, you have to take like this. In the numerator you subtract the numerators. 5 minus 1, which is 4 by 3. This is so simple as it is looking. So, in this way you can complete the remaining questions in the third bit. And let us move on to the fourth question. Yeah, coming to this fourth question in this exercise 6.1, and this is of course the last question also. Let us see this. Which of the following are APs? If they form an AP, find the common difference D and write next 3 terms. Okay, you have to understand the thing. Which of the following are APs? He is asking us to check whether these numbers form an AP or not. First of all, you have to check whether these numbers are an AP or not, and then find if they form an AP, find the common difference D. You have to find the common difference and then write next 3 terms. So, 3 things you have to do in these questions. First is you have to check whether they are forming an AP or not. Second, you have to find the common difference, and thirdly, you have to find the next 3 terms. Let us solve one or 2 questions from that fourth one. So, here some numbers are given, in that there are fractions. Again, you have to be very careful if there are fractions. You have to find what? To check whether these are an AP or not, you have to find the common differences. 2 or 3 pairs of common difference successive, you have to take 2 or 3 successive pairs and find their common differences. Okay, let me do D is equals to, here let us denote these with A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on. Now, D is equals to, you know, A2 minus A1, which is equals to 5 by 2 minus 2. What is this? 5 by 2 minus 2. 5 minus 2 to the 4 by 2, or else you can take LCM and find LCM and do in LCM manner according to the LCM procedure. Otherwise, you can just simplify as a mixed fraction. How do you do? 5 by 2 minus 2, 2 to the 4, 5 minus 4 by 2, which is equals to 1 by 2. Here A2 minus A1, how much did we get? 1 by 2. Now, A3 minus A2, I am going to find this difference also. Here A3 is 3 minus 5 by 2, simply in the same manner like mixed fraction, 2 3s are 6 minus 5 by 2, which is equal 6 minus 5 is 1 by 2. Again we get how much? 1 by 2. Again the last pair which is remaining, I will find that difference also, A4 minus A3, which is equals to, or which implies 7 by 2 minus 3, which is equals to 7 minus 2 3 ja 6 by 2, which is equals to 1 by 2. So, what do you observe? The common differences between any 2 successive numbers are same, or the difference between any 2 successive numbers is same, therefore, that is the common difference. Now, our conclusion should be like this: A2 minus A1 is equals to A3 minus A2 is equals to A4 minus A3 is equals to AK plus 1 minus AK. Means K plus 1th term minus Kth term is also same. If you continue to write the next terms and find out the difference, you will get the same difference. Therefore, the above sequence form an AP. Okay. So, after checking this, what you have to find? Is that the only thing you have to find in this question? No. Which are the following are in AP? So, first of all, we check that whether that is in AP or not. Yes, we found that this is a this forms, or this list of numbers forms an AP. Then what we have to do is, if they form an AP, find the common difference. So, let me do here. So, D is equals to, how much? We already found it. D is equals to 1 by 2. Next, what is he asking? Write next 3 terms. So, how many terms are given here? 1, 2, 3, 4. A4. You have to find the next 3 terms. Means you have to find A sub 5, A sub 6, A sub 7. These 3 terms you have to find. 5th term, 6th term, 7th term. How do we get 5th term? You have to add the common difference to the 4th term. How do you get 6th term? you have to add the common difference to the fifth term. How do you get the seventh term? You have to add the common difference to the sixth term. Previous term to the previous term, you have to add the common difference. What is the common difference? So, common difference is half. So, to get A5 or fifth term, you have to add this half to what? Fourth term. What is fourth term? 7 by 2. Let us add this. 7 by 2 plus 1 by 2. 7 by 2 plus 1 by 2. How much you get? This is these two are like fractions. So, 7 plus 1 by 2 which is equals to 8 by 2. If you simplify, how much do you get? The fifth term is 4. Next, let us go and find out sixth term. Sixth term is A5 should be added with the common difference. A5 is 4. 4 plus 1 by 2. 2 4s are 8. 8 plus 1 by 2 which is equals to 9 by 2. That is the sixth term. And again to that 9 by 2, that is sixth term, you have to add the common difference to get the seventh term. So, 9 by 2 plus 1 by 2, again these are like fractions. 9 plus 1 by 2 which is equals to 10 by 2, 2 1s are 2 5s are which is equals to 5. So, like this we found the next 3 terms. Okay. First of all, you have to check the list whether that form an AP or not, and then after finding that, you have to write the common difference which you already found out, and next 3 terms you have to find it. Okay. Yeah, coming to the next problem means fifth bit in the fourth problem. Here I took this bit because there are irrational numbers given here. By seeing these irrational numbers, square roots, you may fear that we cannot do this problem, but this is also very easy problem, you can do it. Okay. Now listen carefully so that you can understand better, and the similar problems can be done by you. Okay. First of all, what is he asking? He is asking us to find whether this list of numbers is in AP or form an AP or not. Let us see how to check that whether this sequence form an AP or not. You have to find the differences, differences of what? Successive pairs of numbers. So, for that you have to find what difference. D is equals to formula A2 minus A1. Again you denote these numbers with A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on. Like A2 minus A1, how much do you get? 3 plus root 2 minus 3. See here, 3 and 3 gets cancelled. What is the remaining thing? Root 2. So, the common difference or the difference of this first 2 is root 2. Again we need to find what between these two pairs, what is the difference? A3 minus A2 which is equals to 3 plus 2 root 2 minus 3 plus root 2. I am writing like this. Is this correct? Here this is a binomial expression, this is also binomial expression. To subtract one binomial expression from another binomial expression, the second binomial expression should be kept in brackets. If you put a minus like this and write down this number as it is, that will be wrong, because you have to subtract both of these from these things. So, if you put a bracket and then afterwards if you remove brackets, what happens? The signs of these particular things in the brackets will change. So, write down or remove the brackets, this will become minus 3 and this will become what? Minus root 2. Okay. This 3 and minus 3 gets cancelled. Now, what are the remaining things? 2 root 2 minus root 2. How do you subtract these irrational numbers? To subtract irrational numbers, you should know the knowledge of like terms in irrational numbers. So, what are like terms? Like terms in irrational numbers. if the degree, if the radicand, this is called an order or degree. If the radicand and the degree are same, then for two irrational numbers, then they are called as what? Like terms. Means see here, square root of 3, square root of 2. Here there is no degree or thing written here, though that is not given. You should understand that there is 2 here, there is 2 here, means this is of order 2. So, second order rational number, irrational number, not rational number, irrational number. Third, this is also a third of second order. So, though this 2 is not given, you should understand that that is the of second order. Now, tell me, are these two like terms? Though order is same, the radicand is not same. Therefore, these two are not like terms. So, these two terms cannot be simplified by adding or subtracting. We cannot add them, or we cannot subtract them, or we cannot simplify by adding or subtracting them. So, what do we need then if we want to add? So, this is square root of 3. If this is also square root of 3, like this. Now, the degree is same and the what radicands are also same. Then we call these as like fractions. Now, can we simplify by adding them? Yes, we can add them. How to add them? Simply like algebra, what do you get if you add x and x? The coefficients are added. Here also similarly, here nothing is there. So, 1 is we should think that there is 1, the coefficient of this number, this radicand, this irrational number is 1, and the coefficient of this irrational number is also 1. Therefore, if you add these two, what do you get? 2 root 3. Suppose if there is 5 before this root 3, means 5 and root 3 are multiplied, means root 3s, how many root 3s are added? 5 root 3s are added here, that becomes 5 root 3. So, 5 root 3 plus root 3, how much do you get? Here the coefficient is 5, here that is 1. Therefore, 5 plus 1 is equal to how much? 6 roots 3. Like this, if these, if you find any two like terms in irrational numbers, you can simplify them. Here also see, this is 2 root 2 and this is root 2. These two, you have to observe the radicals here. These two radicals are of the same order and the radicand are same. Therefore, these two are also called as like terms. 2 root 2 minus root 2 means here 2 root 2s are there, here only 1 root 2 is there. Out of 2 root 2s, if you subtract 1 root 2, how much do you get? You will get a root 2. Like that, the difference from third term and second term is also same. We got the same common same difference. Okay, next we will find a4 minus a3. What is a4? 3 plus 3 root 2 minus 3 plus 2 root 2. This is also a binomial term, therefore, I am putting them in the brackets. Now, you have to remove the brackets. 3 plus 3 root 2 minus 3 minus 2 root 2. What do you get? This 3 and 3 gets cancelled. Again, if you observe, these two are also like terms. 3 root 2s are here and 2 root 2s are there. If you subtract them, you will get again 1 root 2. So, that is, so what do you observe? The differences between any two successive terms in this list of numbers is same. Therefore, we can write, and you have to write like this: a3 a2 minus a1 is equals to a3 minus a2, which is equals to a4 minus a3, which is equals to ak plus 1 minus ak. Therefore, above sequence form an AP. Okay, like that we can conclude. After checking whether this forms an AP or not, what you have to find? You have to find the common difference. You already found this common difference. Therefore, what is that? D is equals to square root 2. And after that, you have to write the next 3 terms. Okay, we will find that next 3 terms here. I am subtracting this, I am erasing this. Okay. So, this is A1, A2, A3, A4. Next one is A5. A5 is equals to how much? How to find this A5? A4 plus D. What is A4? A4 is 3 plus 3 root 2 plus what? D is root 2. How much do you get? 3 plus 3 root 2 and 1 root 2. How much do you, if you add these two, how much do you get? 3 plus 4 root 2, that is the 5th term. 6th term, A5 plus D, because to find the 6th term, you have to add a common difference to the previous term, that is A 5th term. This is equals to A, that is, what do you get? A5 as 3 plus 4 root 2 plus root 2, which is equals to 3 remains the same. 4 root 2 and root 2 are like terms. 4 root 2 plus root 2 is equals to 5 root 2. Again the last one, 7th term, that is, you have to add D to the 6th term. What is 6th term? 3 plus 5 root 2 plus D is root 2, which you get as 3 plus 6 root 2. In this way, you have to find you can find any number of terms in the AP. Okay. Right. Coming to the next topic, that is nth term of an arithmetic progression. If you understand this concept, nth term of an arithmetic progression, you will be able to do all the problems in your second exercise given in the textbook. Before understanding or before going to the nth term of an arithmetic progression, let us understand this general form of an AP arithmetic progression. What is the general form of an AP? Let us see. You know the notation A. What is A? A is the first term. A1 or A, both are same. So, generally we often use instead of A1 A, we use A instead of A1. Okay. So, understand that A is the first term. How do you get the second term? By adding a fixed quantity which is called common difference, and that is denoted by small d, to this first term, you will get the second term. So, A plus D is what? Second term in the arithmetic progression. Next, similarly, if you add D, common difference A plus D is added with what? D. How much do you get? A plus 2D, that is the third term. If you again add D to this, you will get A plus 3D. If you again add D to A plus 3D, you will get A plus 4D. Like that, the arithmetic progression goes on. So, understand these terms in the general form of an arithmetic progression. The first term is denoted by A. The second term, A plus D. Third term, A plus 2D. Fourth term, A plus 3D, like that. So, our task is to find the nth term of an arithmetic progression. So, let us understand this arithmetic progression, the relationship between nth term and the other terms, are the other things in this arithmetic progression A and D. The relationship between A, N, nth term is denoted as AN, A and D. What is the relationship between these three? Let us understand by drawing a graph, or graphically. Let us understand graphically. So, suppose these are axes, x axis and y axis. So, on x axis I am plotting what? A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on. Suppose my progression is like this: 1, 4, 7, 10 and so on. Okay, I am taking these values on y axis and so on. So, A1 is 1, A2 is 1 plus 3, that is 4. So, difference, if you find the difference, this is the difference is 3, 3, 3, means to get the next number you have to add 3. So, A3 is equals to how much? This is 7, A4 is equals to how much? 10. Now, observe these points. If you join these points, what are you getting? You are getting a straight line. Means the relationship between nth term, first term, common difference or whatever we are going to find, the relationship here in the arithmetic progression means this type of progression advances, improves or increases in a linear fashion or a linear way. So, arithmetic progression is a linear progression, you have to understand this. So, if you plot those values, what are you getting? You are getting a straight line. That means you have to understand arithmetic progression is a linear progression, it progresses linearly. Okay. But after understanding this concept, now let us try to find out the nth term of any arithmetic progression. How to find the nth term? Now, I am writing here, you please observe. A1 is equals to what? A. A1 means A sub 1 means what? The first term in the arithmetic progression is A, and A2 is equals to what? A plus D. A2 is equals to A plus D. Now, A3 is equals to what? A plus 2D. Now, I am going to change or write these things in another way. You please observe. Here A2 is there, means second term. Here observe the coefficient of a common difference. There is no coefficient, means we have to understand that there is a coefficient 1. So, here if you observe this third term, for third term the coefficient is 2. If you write like this, if you go on writing the next terms, A plus how much do you write here? A plus 3D. Suppose fifth term A plus 4D. See, if you observe, for fourth term the coefficient of D is what? 3. For fifth term the coefficient of D is what? 4. Means what? 1 less than the term we want. So, can I write like this? A2 is equals to A plus D. Can I write like this? A plus 1 less than the term here into D. A3 can also be written like that. A plus 1 less than this 3, that is 1 you have to subtract, 3 minus 1 into D. For A4, A plus 4 minus 1 into D. And A5, A plus 5 minus 1 into D. Here similarly you can write like this, 1 minus 1, 1 less than 1, that is 0, 0D is nothing but 0, that is nothing but A. So, if you observe these, the pattern, the way in which we write. Now, basing on that, somewhere n may be here, means any term, let that be n term. Nth term can be written as, how can we write this nth term? Basing on these things or observing these things, can we write like this? An is equals to A plus 1 less than n. 1 less than n is nothing but n minus 1 into d. So, this is the nth term of any arithmetic progression. So, you have to remember this nth term formula. What is the nth term? How is that given? An is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. This formula is very important and you have to understand the terms given in this formula. What is an? An is equals to, an denotes nth term. What is a? A is the first term of what? AP. Of AP. What is n? Let us write what is d. D is common difference of AP. Common difference of AP. And the last one is n. What does this n denote? N denotes number of terms of an AP. Number of terms. So, you have to understand this very carefully, clearly, so that you are able to do the problems in our next exercise, which are completely based on this topic. So, nth term of an arithmetic progression. If you understand the general form of an AP, you can write the nth term of an arithmetic progression. What is the general form of AP? First term is denoted by A. To the first term, if you add the difference or fixed value, then you get the next term AP. The definition of AP is, if you go on adding a fixed value to the previous value, you will get the next value. Therefore, if suppose that fixed value is denoted by D, the next term or second term we get by adding that A plus D. The next one A plus D to this A plus D, if you add D you get A plus 2D, and do this A plus 2D, if you add D you get A plus 3D and so on. So, if you understand these terms in the AP, the general form of an AP, you can rewrite those things like this. A1 is equals to A, which can be written as A plus 1 less than the first term into D. This is 1 minus 1 into D, means you will get first one is independent value. Therefore, A is A, there is no D, but to generalize things we are writing this in this form. Okay. So, A2 is means second term is we get second term by adding a fixed quantity. Third term means we have to add 2 times the fixed value, so 2D. Fourth term means, to get fourth term means you have to add 3 times the fixed value, like that, so on. So, fifth term you have to add 4 times, means 1 less than. Why 1 less than? Because the first term is independent, you need not add the same number of times the fixed value. After writing this first value, you are adding a fixed value, therefore, that becomes 1 less than the number of the term you have to add. Okay, that's our. If you understand that thing, you can write the nth term. An is equals to, for getting the nth term, you have to add the common difference how many times? N 1 less than nth term. Therefore, A is the first term. For this first term or to this first term, you have to add 1 less than 1 less than times the common difference, that is nothing but A plus n minus 1 into D. You have to understand the terms here. An is nth term of an AP, A is first term of an AP, D is the common difference, n is the number of terms. If you understand properly this formula or this concept, you can easily do the problems in the second exercise.